and or their counsel to speak with the prosecutors whom we have present at this proceeding. We will place each of you in a breakout room to discuss the matter to see if y'all can reach a possible resolution. In that regard, who do we have for our prosecutors this morning?
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. McCutcheon. All right, great.
Yes, Judge.
Yes,
Good
and Ms.
morning.
Riley.
And Ms. Riley. All right. Let's see now. Anyone else? Okay. If you are a defendant who has been cited with a misdemeanor offense or offenses, please remember that you have a right to remain silent about the facts of your case. Anything you say about the facts, your statements can and will be used against you. So when you discuss your case with a prosecutor, it's not a question of discussing the facts, it's a question of seeing whether there can be some kind of resolution, a plea, pretrial diversion, or any alternative options that may be available. If you're not comfortable speaking to the prosecutor on your own, as Mr. Bale has indicated, you can reach out to the public defender's office to see if you qualify for their services. Again, they have put the information in the chat feature that's available to everyone. So I'm going to first address Mr. Ehrenberg. Mr. Ehrenberg, you seem to be in a hospital room or a medical unit, sir? Dale Ehrenberg.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor. I'm in Atlanta Medical Center, Wellstar. I was brought here to the trauma unit.
All right. Just one second. Mr. Ehrenberg, are you a defendant or a, his position 29? All right. And Mr. Ehrenberg, are you represented by counsel?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
I
I
apologize.
just found out that there's representation for veterans in the state of Georgia, but let's just proceed. I'm not going to bother. Okay.
Your Honor, excuse me for interrupting, but Mr. Ehrenberg is on my half of the calendar, and his case has been referred to the PAD program, or a pretrial diversion type program.
All right. Mr. Ehrenberg, are you able to put your email address in the chat feature, or do you just want to give it to me?
I will give it to you, Your Honor, verbally, okay?
Ready?
It's
Come on.
TWO.nrw.ers@gmail.com, Your Honor.
I'm going to repeat that. That's P as in Peter, W as
No,
in.
negative. It's T like in Tom. Like the word TWO. Could we close the door, okay, Kimber? Yeah. I'm sorry, Your Honor. I just had to talk to the nurse here for a second. I'm sorry for the interruption. TWO, like the word two,
Okay.
then November Romeo Whiskey, NRW, dot Echo Romeo Sierra, ERS@gmail.com, Your Honor.
I'm going to repeat. T as in Tom, WO dot NRW dot ERS@gmail.com.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. The prosecutor's office is going to email you an application for an alternative treatment of your case. It's called pretrial diversion. If you would like to fill that out and send it back to the sender, they will refer you for this alternative treatment of your case and possibly get a favorable outcome. Do you understand, sir?
Thank you, Your Honor. What I was going to say is I emailed that help desk, solicitor's help desk, was it? And I had screwed up when I typed in the word desk. I put FESK, And I woke up the next morning and I saw that was laying in my drafts, so I went and corrected the address so it read correctly. I was hoping that the solicitor office or the help desk or whatever received that I was in the hospital, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I hope you get better. Sir, I won't keep you any longer. Please look out for that. Please look out for that application for pretrial diversion in your email and respond to it as soon as you can.
Your Honor, we had moved and we didn't really receive this letter until the 15th at our new address. But I provided my new address and my new phone number in that email. But is there somebody, the clerk, is there any way I can transfer the clerk to give them that new address again if they did not receive that email?
Mr. Ehrenberg, I'm going to proceed with the rest of my cases right now. So
oh, okay, I'm sorry.
If you have a new address, you can send it back to the prosecutor and we can take it from there.
Will do, and thank you so much for your help.
All right, sir, you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ms. Riley, I'm going to make a note that this is going to be referred for pretrial diversion consideration.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do I have any private attorneys on this Zoom conference? Any private retained attorneys? All right, do I have more participants in the waiting room? I hope so. Otherwise, I'm going to have quite a few of no-shows. Let's start with Mr. Luis Fernandez Aguila. I think it's easier if I just go through the panels. I see someone. Okay, folks, if you are here on a Zoom conference, if you look at the bottom left-hand corner of your screen or right-hand corner, depending on your Zoom, you would see a name. It should say your name. Like, for example, the gentleman in the gray shirt with the 3 paintings in the background, his name is 15203. So unless that's your birth name, could you please change that? All you have to do is go into participants and rename your screen. The gentleman whose name says Avery's iPhone, please go into the participant list and rename it to your legal name as it appears on your ticket. We have another name by Kevin with with 2 E's. Kevin, rename your screen to your legal name as it appears on your ticket. Go to participants. All right, Mr. Martin Kewer, if you could unmute your screen, please, your position number 18. Mr. Kewer, you've been cited with simple battery back on July 13, 2020. Do you have an attorney?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Have you applied for the public defender's office, or would you like to speak directly with the prosecutor?
No.
Your Honor, good morning, Your Honor. Michelle McCutcheon for the state. The state is going to move the court to null pros Mr. Kewer's case.
All right.
And I'll present orders. Once the court has finished with the calendar, I'll present those orders to the clerk.
Thank you.
If I might
Mr.
ask,
Kewer.
Your Honor, who is the clerk to whom we should it be Ms. Bryant James today? Should we submit our orders?
You're going to put her email in the chat.
Yes, I have it, Your Honor. I just wanted to make certain she was the clerk handling the calendar today. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So Mr. Kewer, the prosecutor has announced that they're going to close your case out and not pursue prosecution. So your matter is closed. You're free to go.
Free to go?
Yeah.
Okay,
There's
thank you.
no open case right now.
So the case is closed?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
can
You are free to go. You can leave the meeting. Kevin Clark. Is that Kevin with 2 E's?
Yes.
Mr. Clark, what's the last 4 numbers of your case number?
The last 4?
Yeah.
0297.
He is all the way on page 10, position 39. All right, Mr. Clark was cited with simple battery back on June 11, 2020. Mr. Clark, how are you addressing this case in terms of your attorney? Do you have one?
No.
And have you considered applying with the Public Defender's Office?
No. I really didn't know. I'm just figuring out about the case. So I didn't have good preparation or anything. I didn't even know this is what I was going to court for.
Mr. Clark, now you just a moment ago sent me a message in the chat. So are you now saying you don't want our office to represent you?
Oh, no, you guys can, but I'm just now realizing. But that's fine. I'll receive representation.
Hang on a second, because anything you say in the main part of the Zoom meeting is recorded and the prosecutors are on the line. So if you want us to represent you, go ahead and complete that application and email it back to us, okay?
All right.
Question is, does he know how to, Mr. Clark, have you sent a email to get the application?
You said, have I received the email?
Okay. Mr. Clark, look at your chat feature on your phone.
Okay.
All right, read that and then follow its instructions. And I'll get back to you in a moment. Make sure that you
Okay.
read that and fill out the application. Mute your screen now. Avery Young, what's your last four numbers of your case?
0283.
All right, Mr. Young is position number 25. Mr. Young was cited for misdemeanor possession of marijuana
Your
back
Honor,
on July 20. Yes.
I'm sorry, the state will be no processing that case.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Young, the state is going to close this case out and not pursue prosecution. In other words, there's no active case now, and you are free to go.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, do I have any other defendants? Ms. Danielle Jackson, do you have a case with us? And what do you need to unmute your screen?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Give me the last four numbers of your case number.
The last four are 0285.
Your
That would
Honor,
be on page 7. Yep.
and the state
All
would
right.
also be no processing this case.
Huh? Ms. Jackson, I don't know what you're accused or cited, but whatever case this was, your case is closed. There's going to be no prosecution. You're free to go.
Thank you, ma'am. You guys have a great day.
You too. Thank you. So, Mr. Keevan, are there any other defendants on this Zoom other than Mr. Clark? Please unmute your screen and start your video. All right. Let's see what we're going to do with the rest of the cases. Position 1, Hernandez Aguila. Ms. McCutcheon or Ms. Riley, any?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Positions 1 and 2 were both dual cited, and the state is going to move to null pros. Insufficient evidence to determine the primary aggressor. And again, I'll send all of those orders when I make those announcements at the conclusion of the calendar. But that's as to positions 1 and 2.
Not a problem. The email to our Orca litigation managers on the chat.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Tyrone Williams Jr. Tyrone Williams Jr.
And Your Honor, that case has been referred to diversion.
Lillian Stone.
That is going to be a null pros, Your Honor.
Stephen Hill.
That likewise is going to be a null pros.
Lennon Lopez.
A null pros, Your Honor.
Jeremy Waller.
The state will be proceeding with that case, Judge.
All right. What's a good show cause calendar date? April 22nd. April 22nd. Do we have a good address on Mr. Waller at all? Ms. McCutcheon, do you have any information about where the whereabouts of Mr. Waller?
No, I do not, Your Honor. I'll have to look to see if the clerk, did the clerk send an email, a notice to an email or residential address for this defendant?
To a residential address and the notice will be signed. Notice was returned, and this was criminal trespass. Let me see.
Well, Judge, if notice was sent to the address that was provided on the citation, then the state would ask that this be marked as an FTA. The state is not going to null pros this case based on the defendant's criminal history and the facts of the case.
We will reset it to the earliest possible. It's really April 22nd. We can't put it on any of our March calendars. I don't have a 9 o'clock calendar in March, so I can put them on my show cause calendars earlier if possible. That just depends on what volume we're looking at. So give me, we'll get back to the show cause reset date. It may be April 22nd. We may try to get it earlier. Position 8, Shamika Mason.
The state does intend to proceed with that case, Your Honor.
Okay. Right now, I'm just putting down SC for show cause. And with regard to that case, I've got an attorney. I don't think that's enough time for notice. On February 14, apparently a waiver of arraignment was filed in this case by attorney Nicole MacArthur and a demand for a trial by jury. And then we have an address change for MacArthur that was filed. She's in Jasper, Georgia. All right, we're going to go ahead and reset this case to send it out to attorney Nicole MacArthur in Jasper, Georgia. And that date will be April 22nd. All right. I'm sorry, for position 8.
Are we resetting it for her to come back, or are we resetting it for it to go back to a jury trial? If that's what you guys have for this one.
No, we're going to bring it back for a possible plea. Is there a plea offer for this case, Shamika Mason, Ms. McCutcheon?
Not today, Your Honor.
Oh, so there's no plea at all. So should I just then further notice this for trial?
Yes, Judge, this is a juvenile victim and the state does intend, as I said, to proceed with the case. I would make a plea offer if counsel were here. I can make a plea offer to her. If the court wants to put it back on the calendar, I will make a plea offer to counsel. But if she has waived and requested a jury trial, Judge, then the state's not opposed to it going back before the division judge.
Well,
But
the
I
whole
think she-
purpose of Orca was to see if we can resolve these cases without having to put them on a trial calendar.
Well,
So,
Judge, yes, if counsel appears and wants to, counsel has not reached out that I'm aware of to the state, but if the court wants to reset it and then counsel wants to pre-try the case with me, I will make an appropriate offer.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Right now I've got it for April 22nd.
All right, thank you. Mhm.
Angel Rivera.
That will be, I'm sorry, Judge, we're on position number 9. That is going to be a null
9.
pros.
I don't know if I have additional people joining us. Ms. Sheila Hall. Ms. Sheila Hall, if you like to.
I am here and I'm here with Miss Tanya Browning.
Ms. Tanya Browning, do you have the last 4 numbers of her case?
The case numbers. Let's see. No, I do not. It's not in the, oh, it's the last It's
I got it.
000286.
Position 28, and it looks like Ms. Browning
Come here.
has the same charges as Mr. Ehrenberg and almost the same date.
Your Honor, this case is also being referred to diversion.
All right. Is Ms. Browning present, Ms. Hall? Is that her?
Right here. This is Miss Browning.
All right. Ms. Browning, good morning. My name is Judge Lal. Can you see me on the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Browning, you have a case. First of all, I'd like you to remember that you have a right to remain silent about the facts of the case. Anything you say during the course of this virtual proceeding, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you want to have the services of the Public Defender's Office, you would need to send an email to them and fill out an application to see if you qualify. Otherwise, you have a right to represent yourself or to hire a private attorney. In the meantime, the prosecution is going to offer you an alternative process to resolve your case. It's called pretrial diversion. You would need to fill out an application and send that application back to the prosecutor for consideration. If you qualify for this program, then it's just a question of completing certain conditions to get a favorable outcome in your case. Would you like to be considered for pretrial diversion?
Yes, and what is the case about?
You were cited for damaging, injuring, or interfering with property of public utility companies. With regard to this case, position 28, you were cited on July 20th, 2020, about 2 years ago, with allegedly damaging the glass windows at 580 Atlantis Duden something Boulevard.
No, I've never been over that. I never commute in that area. Only once to go to the hospital.
All right. So are you Tonya L. Browning?
I'm Tanya Lynette Browning, yes.
Okay. So Ms. Browning, would you like the services of the Public Defender's Office? You need to fill out an application. All right. Is someone there familiar with Zoom?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Mr. Vale, you need to re-enter that information about the application, because if she just joined Zoom, it's most likely not on her chat.
Yes, Your Honor, I will go ahead and do that now.
All right, ma'am, if you look at the Zoom chat feature, it's got information on how Ms. Browning needs to click on the form, fill it out, and send it back to the Public Defender's Office. It needs to be done this morning as soon as possible.
Okay.
All right, okay, please mute the screen for Ms. Hall, and position 28 is applying for the Public Defender's Office. And so is Mr. Clark. Has he sent in his application already?
No.
Not yet, Your Honor. Ms. Gant is assisting him with that.
All right. Okay, moving on to other cases who may be present. I don't have any other defendants. If you are a defendant cited with a particular misdemeanor offense, or you received notice to come to court this morning via Zoom, please start your video and unmute your screen. Okay, moving on then. Position 9 was null pros. Position 10, Harold Goodwin.
Your Honor, that has been referred to diversion.
Judge, I'm sorry, before we proceed, I have a question about the diversion program.
Go ahead, Ms. Strong.
So with the diversion program, are these cases being reset? And are we giving them a date, or how is the litigation managers proceeding with the diversion program cases?
Ms. McCutcheon, do you have a response? Because I'm assuming that you all have accepted it for diversion and it's not going to be on a
Correct, Judge. If by chance the defendant is non-compliant and does not complete the diversion, then of course we would request the case be placed back on the calendar. But for now, when we refer them to diversion, it is our hope that they will not appear on the calendar absent something unforeseeable occurring.
But you have touched base with them.
Well, we've sent out, once we refer them to diversion, we have sent out information at the last known address that we have. Now, some of these may come back, but particularly for the theft by shoplifting cases, Judge, we are sending them for referral to Operation 21. And of course, at this time, we don't know whether or not any of those notices have been returned, but that is our goal, to refer the theft by shopliftings, those that do not have egregious histories, to the diversion program.
Is Operation 21 one of those accountability programs?
Well, Judge, we use it a lot for diversion. I think it's a class. I think it's a 4-hour class, if I'm not mistaken. Ms. Raleigh, correct me. But it's one of our diversion providers.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So if I have an announcement that's being referred to pretrial diversion, I'm not resetting that case until the state finds out that nothing's happening or they're not happy with the outcome, and then they're going to request the clerk's office to put it back on either the division judge's calendar or the Orca calendar.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
But so it's really going to go back to the solicitor's office and remain with all of you, unless you put it back on the calendar and it doesn't languish somewhere.
Yes, Judge. Mm-hmm.
All right, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to refer it to the pretrial diversion, and then just say further notice for solicitor's response.
Thank you.
Terrell Purnell. Terrell, go ahead.
Position number 11, Your Honor, that is going to be a null cross.
Stephen Every, Every.
The state does intend to proceed with that case, Your Honor, and the state, I did file an amended accusation amending the citation. And that was done yesterday evening, so it probably does not show up yet, perhaps on the clerk's site, but it has been filed.
Position number 12. Let's see what's going on. All right, I don't have a return to sender, so we'll reset it for a show cause calendar, and I will get. And it's going to be March 18th. That will be the same announcement for position 3. Excuse me, not position 3. Position 7. March 18th. Position 8, we're just going to reset it to April 22nd for a possible plea if that comes through. Okay, moving on, position 13, Thomas Miller.
Position number 13 is going to be a null cross, Your Honor.
George Collins.
Judge, per the jail info, this defendant is in custody for another case pending 22CR000272 and appears to be waiting a competency determination. I'm not quite certain about the competency or mental health calendars, but in the notes in the Odyssey show that it's coming before Your Honor on a competency B. I don't know what that means, Your Honor.
Okay, we're going to reset this particular case to the SAP calendar on March 3rd to be handled together.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mm-hmm.
So position 14 is reset to SAP March 3rd. Daniel McLaurin.
That is going to be a null cross.
Gregorio Francisco.
That is going to be a null cross.
Cedric Jones.
That was referred to diversion, Your Honor.
All right, so this is going to be reset pending further notice from the prosecutor. Position 18 is null cross. Position 19, Jonathan Kemp.
The state does intend to proceed with that case, Your Honor.
All right, so this is going to be reset to March 18th for a show cause. Just checking on the notice issues. And we had a return to sender from February 15. we had a Ellenwood, Georgia address, but looks like that didn't work out. So hopefully and you did file an amended accusation in that case.
In the disorderly conduct, Judge?
Yes, you did.
Did I? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I failed to note that on my calendar. Okay,
It was filed on February 16th.
okay.
And, so hopefully we will see him on March 18th. All right, position 20 is Zachariah Smith.
Judge, the state does intend to proceed with that case, and an amended accusation was filed to amend the citation.
And Mr. Smith, no, notice was good, so we'll reset that to March 18th. My show cause is either to issue a bench warrant or to place the case on a dead docket, and hopefully something happens to it eventually, okay? All right.
And that
Position-
completes my half of the calendar, Your Honor, so I'll,
Okay.
yes, I'll,
And were you responsible for any of the cases that are Ms. Hall or Mr. Clark?
Judge, I was responsible for the first half of the calendar.
Okay, no, I'm saying the two individuals who are on the Zoom. Keevan
No.
Clark, I think they were from Mr. Riley's section, right?
Yes, I believe so, Judge.
Okay, good. All right.
And-
Thank you, Ms. McCutcheon.
Yes, Judge, and I will email those to Ms. Strong and copy Ms. James, those no cross orders. Thank you, Your Honor.
Excellent. Okay, you have a good morning. Thank you. All right, moving on to Ms. Riley's stack of cases. Daniel McLaurin, position 21.
Your Honor, that has been referred to diversion.
All right, so that was going to be reset and further notice for prosecutor's response. Position 22, Royfield Simpson III.
Your Honor, that will be a no cross.
Randall Harrison.
That is also referred to diversion.
All right, pending further notice from prosecutors. Position 24, Monica Reber.
Has been
Diversion.
referred to diversion. Yes, Your
All
Honor.
right, further notice for prosecutor's response. Position 25 was null pros. Position 26, Kevin Nettles.
Diversion, Your Honor.
All right, pending further notice from prosecutors. 27 is null pros. 28 is pre-trial diversion. So further notice pending response from prosecutor. Position
Your Honor,
20,
I'm sorry, she's also applying for the public defender, Ms. Browning.
oh, that's right. So position 28, we are on hold. Position 29, he sent in the email address and we're going to possibly refer that to pretrial diversion. So I'm going to reset that pending further notice from the prosecutor.
Your Honor,
Yes,
this is Sheila Rohall from Tanya Browning. She doesn't know what the charges are and she doesn't know what date it was.
all right. So if she'd like to fill out that application, the
Mhm.
public defense attorney will be glad to speak to
Okay,
her.
thank
And
you
then-
very much.
All right, thank you. But make sure she gets that application in like within the next couple of minutes so they can speak to her. Position 30, Christopher Papaxi,
That will be referred to diversion.
pending further notice from prosecution. Position 31, Karen Daniels.
That has been no cross, Your Honor.
And that's the same announcement for position 32.
Yes, Your Honor.
Frank Lipsy, position 33.
We're proceeding on that citation, Your Honor. So that would be an FTA.
It'll be a show cause presently. This is, yeah, it looks like it was good notice, so we don't have a return, so it's going to be show cause to March 18th. And Todd Russell, position 34.
We'll also be proceeding on that citation, Your Honor.
And Mr. Russell, notice was sent and no response. That looks like notice was delivered, so we can do a show cause to March 18th. Johnny Brenton has
would
two
be-
cases.
They're both being referred to diversion, Your Honor.
All right, 35 and 36 are referred to pretrial diversion. Further notice for prosecution's response. Joseph Lockett, position 37,
Diversion.
for the notice for prosecution response. Dominic Bush.
We are proceeding on that citation, Your Honor.
All right. Dominic Bush is going to be reset to show cause on March 18. All right, Mr. Kevin Clark is present, and Mr. Clark, any progress with your application?
Good morning, Your Honor. I assisted him with his application. At this time, he does not qualify for the services of the public defender.
Okay. Mr. Clark, you do not qualify for the services of the Public Defender's Office. Would you like to speak to Ms. Riley to see if there's a resolution in your case?
Yes.
All right, please hold and I'll put you in a breakout room very shortly. Meanwhile, Ms. Riley, Suleiman Barker.
We're proceeding on that citation, Your Honor.
All right, Suleiman Barker, position 40. All right, there was notice delivered, so it's going to be reset for show cause on March 18. All right, Mr. Jordan, if you could place Ms. Riley and Mr. Kevin Clark in a breakout room, please. And Ms. Gant, it appears to be just Miss position 28. Tonya Browning. Shall I place you, Ms. Gant, and Ms. Browning in a breakout room separately?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And Your Honor, may I go as well?
Certainly. Mr. Jordan, if we could place Ms. Wanda Gant, Mr. Bruce Whale, and Ms. Hall. Ms. Hall,
I am here.
you're going to see a message on your screen to join a breakout room. We're going
Okay,
to have Ms. Browning speak to the defense attorneys from the Public Defender's Office.
okay.
All right. And please make it, please join the breakout room when you get a chance.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, folks, we'll be in recess until Mr. Clark or Ms. Browning return to address their cases. Thank
And
you.
Your Honor, we did have an add-on calendar with 2 positions.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Sorry, I was a bit too eager to take my coffee. Okay. All right, position 1, Antonio Jacobs.
And the state does intend to proceed with those charges.
All right, that's a show cause. And well, actually, wasn't this a failure to appear from the last time?
That's correct, Judge. And so the state would ask for a bench warrant.
Let me see what's going on with Mr. Antonio Jacobs. I'm sorry, just having to switch screens here. A bench warrant shall issue, bond shall be set at $1,000 on each count. Surety bond. And another Jacobs, Christopher C.
And the state does intend to proceed with this case as well, Your Honor.
It looks he's represented by attorney Timothy McKayla, who has filed a waiver of arraignment and a not guilty plea. So we're just going to further notice this for trial. Did you? Looks like he was addressed. He has filed an appearance. I think he was the one who didn't show up, and then his office responded. So since he's filed a waiver of arraignment, we're just going to further notice this for trial.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, that concludes the add-on calendar and the status calendar. So we will resume once Mr. Clark or Ms. Browning are ready to address.
And Your Honor, I think I did send, it might be 8 or 9 no pros orders. I just sent them in one group email for Your Honor.
Yeah, it's,
To Ms. Strong and copied Ms. James.
you can hear the printer going strong, so we'll get it. All right.
Right, thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Hall? Ms.
Your Honor.
Hall?
Your Honor, she's been placed in a breakout room. She just has not responded to her screen so she can go in the breakout room.
I know. Ms. Hall, you need to respond to the message on the screen to leave the meeting to join the breakout room. Oh, she did now. Thank you.
Your Honor, I am back from the breakout room. Ms. Gant is continuing to speak with Mrs. Hall and Ms. Browning. If it's possible, could I please go into a breakout with the prosecutor assigned to Ms. Browning's case? She does qualify represented by us.
She is with Mr. Clark, who is, she's still in the breakout room with him. Is Ms. McCutcheon available?
Yes, I can pre-try with Mr. Vale.
Would that be all right, Mr. Bale?
Yes, Your Honor.
And which
Sure.
position was that, Mr. Vale?
It is 28,
All
Ms.
right.
Brown.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Jordan, if you could place Ms. McCutcheon and Mr. Bale in a breakout room, please. Ms. Riley, Mr. Clark, this is position 39. Mr. Clark, you finish your conversation with Ms. Riley?
Yes, I have.
All right. Soon as she comes on the Zoom, we can rest your case. All right, Ms. Riley, what's the announcement?
Well, Your Honor, after going through plea paperwork with Mr. Clark, he then decided that he is pleading not guilty today.
All right. So, Mr. Clark, your case is 20 COV 0000297. If you'd like to plead not guilty, you have a right to a bench trial before a judge. The case can be reset for a trial. At the time of the trial, you have a right to hire your own attorney or represent yourself. I'm going to arraign your case today, which means you're going to enter a plea of not guilty, and the case will be further notice scheduled for trial. If you ask for a bench trial, I can give you a date certain today. If you also have a right to a jury trial. With regards to a jury trial, the case will then be sent to one of our division judges, and the case will be placed on a jury trial calendar. When that jury trial occurs, I have no idea because of the pandemic shutdown. We have a lot of cases that are still awaiting a jury trial. So at this time, would you like a jury trial or a bench trial?
A jury.
All right, so your case will then be further noticed to the division judge for a jury trial. I will arraign your case today and I will issue a case management order. That means there will be a schedule on how your case is going to be addressed from this point onwards. So, Mr. Clark, did you want me to read the citation or do you waive a reading of the citation?
You can read it.
Okay. Actually, an amended accusation has already been filed in this case, so your case has already been formally accused. Mr. Kevin Clark, in case number 20 COV 000297. Then I would like to remind you that you have a right to remain silent about the facts of the case. Anything you say, your statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney as you do not qualify for the services of the Public Defender's Office. You do have a right to hire your own attorney, and or you have a right to represent yourself. If you choose to represent yourself, you are responsible for understanding how the law, the pertinent law, applies to your particular facts of your case, as well as how it may impact any other cases you have open against you. But with regards to this case, the Fulton County Solicitor General's Office does accuse Kevin Clark with the offense of simple battery, a misdemeanor offense, for that said accused in Fulton County, Georgia on June 11, 2020, did intentionally make a physical contact of an insulting or provoking nature with the person of Nadine N.D.I. Overton by hitting her in the face in violation of Georgia law 16-5-23, contrary to the laws of the state. With regards to this accusation, you are presumed innocent until the case goes to trial. As you have selected a jury trial, the case will be sent back to the division judge and scheduled for a jury trial, at which time I do not know. But at the time of the trial, the prosecutor would have to have the complete burden to prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If the prosecutor succeeds in carrying its burden of proof, you could be convicted and face a sentence of up to a year in prison and or up to $1,000 fine. So as you've never been arrested and there's no jail time on your on the docket with regards to this case, if you are sentenced, you may face a penalty of being incarcerated for up to 365 days and or also being imposed with a $1,000 fine. So given this information, how do you plead? Mr. Clark, I can't, please unmute.
Not guilty.
All right, sir. All right, we will issue a case management order. I need to make sure your address is correct. All right. We have a tree-line drive in Conyers, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
All right. And may we have your current email address as well?
Kevin, KEEVIN _ Clark @yahoo.com.
All right, sir. Since your case has been arraigned today, please be sure that you file all the appropriate paperwork to preserve your defenses and request discovery within 10 days from today.
All right.
All
Okay.
right. Okay. Good luck, sir. And your case is further notice for trial.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. McCutcheon and Mr. Vale, any announcements?
Yes,
Yes, Your Honor. Regarding position 28, Ms. Tanya Browning.
Yes.
And I just wanted to make sure that Ms. Sheila Hall, who is assisting Ms. Browning, to make sure that she's still on the line.
She's
It's Will Hall and I am still on the line.
Oh, very good. Thank you. All right. So, Your Honor, we have reached a resolution with the state that currently Ms. Browning is in a residential treatment program, the Mary Hall Freedom House. She does receive Social Security disability for a health issue. After speaking with her, I believe she is competent to to proceed today. She has been in that facility since February 8th and will likely remain there for at least another 2 months. The state has agreed to null pros her case, provided that she successfully completes that program, remains at the Mary Hall Freedom House, and complies with any recommended treatment. So that's kind of where we're at, and we greatly appreciate the state's assistance.
Yes, and Your Honor, additionally, the null pros would not occur today. The state would respectfully ask that the case be placed on a I guess, a status calendar or another Orca calendar. I believe the court was giving an April date for some cases. If the court would put this case on the April date, that way the state can verify that the defendant has completed that program at the Mary Hall Freedom House, and they will null pros it at that time.
Complete the program or is in the program?
She's
Which
in
one
the
do you-
program. She's in the program now, it's my understanding. And she's expected to be there, according to counsel, at least until April. And so the state wants to verify that she does in fact remain in that program until she has completed the current program or track that they have her involved in. So,
All right, for Tonya Browning, her case is reset to April 22nd.
thank you, Your Honor.
And Ms. McCutcheon, would you need Ms. Browning to come back to court, or would you just need confirmation from that program?
Yes, Justice. If Mr. Vale can provide confirmation that Ms. Browning has completed the program, that would be fine. And the state, we don't even have to appear on the calendar. If Mr. Vale, well, no, we do need to appear on the calendar. And Mr. Vale provides the confirmation, judge, and the state will present the null pros.
All right. Ms. Rowe Hall?
Yes.
All right, the prosecutor would just like confirmation that Ms. Browning completes the program satisfactorily at your facility. So with regards to that, once she's completed, if you could contact the public defender's office, specifically counsel Mr. Bruce Whale, the gentleman with whom you were speaking.
Yes.
Yes. And once that confirmation is sent, then the state will close the case out and there will be nothing pending against Ms. Browning.
Thank you. I will do.
All right. And if that can be done before April 22nd, because that's the next time we will be addressing the case.
Okay.
We will not send notice to Ms. Browning. She would not need to appear. We would just need defense counsel to receive the confirmation so that they can update the prosecutor.
Will do. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Ms. Rowe Hall, thank you very much for assisting Ms. Browning.
Thank
And
you.
we hope that she is very successful with the program. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That actually then completes our calendar for 9 a.m. And we will resume, I guess, at 11 o'clock or 11:30. All right, folks?
Yes.
All right, folks, we'll see you later. Mr. Kevin Clark has put in his email and his phone number. All right. And I'm assuming somebody has already responded to him. Ms. Gant or someone?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Ms. Gant reviewed his application and determined that he didn't qualify.
Okay. Mr. Clark, are you still on the Zoom?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, you asked, how do I request discovery? Has that question been answered for you already?
She told me my attorney could help me.
Yeah.
Let me know how to do it.
It's a legal procedure, and if you choose to represent yourself, then you just need to do research. Otherwise, if you hire your own attorney, they would certainly know what to do. But I mentioned the 10 days because your case has been arraigned. So the clock is ticking. You really don't have a lot of time to waste.
Right. I mean, yes.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Clark?
No, that'll be all.
All right. Thank you, folks. That concludes this calendar. Thank you.
Your Honor, I apologize. I had a Orca D or E status calendar also at 9 a.m. with 2 positions on it this morning.
Oh, we just addressed that with Ms. McCutcheon.
Oh, okay.
Position 1, I've issued a bench warrant, $1,000 on each count for Mr. Antonio Jacobs, who has not appeared at this show cause calendar.
Okay.
And Christopher Jacobs, his attorney, Timothy McCaleb, filed a waiver of arraignment and a demand for a jury trial. So the case is further notice for trial.
Thank you.
All right. All right, folks. Thank you.
Thank you.